First of all, hello everybody. Um, Thank you for being here. I will say, first of all, thank you to Olimpia Milano, to the club for giving me this opportunity to be here and to celebrate this night with you all, with my family. Thank you to Mr. Leo and the Armani group and Mr. Armani, for the support that they give and the opportunity for all of us to be here and support and to be a part of this great thing and this historical club, Olimpia Milano. So it's a special night, for me. I have so many family members here. I think it's almost like 40, 45 people that are here. So for me to have the opportunity to celebrate with them and celebrate with you all means a lot to me. So thank you. It's kind of been on me. Obviously I've just kind of been a little bit busy with my next chapter in my career, and I haven't had the opportunity to come here. I think many people I'm not necessarily the type of person to want to be celebrated in this form or fashion, but to have the opportunity to celebrate this moment with my kids, with my family, with everybody being here under the circumstances, I think was the real catalyst and the real reason why I'm here. It's not necessarily about me. I know obviously it says Kyle Hines Night, but it's really about to have an opportunity for my family, and more importantly my kids to be able to celebrate it. My son is 3, and all he does is shoot basketballs all day long. That's all he does, and he didn't have the opportunity to necessarily remember seeing me here and seeing me in this environment. So he was the big reason why I wanted to come back and celebrate it and be a part of it. So the story goes in 2020. The biggest reason why I was here honestly was Chacho. Chacho sent me so many Instagram and WhatsApp messages and DM messages over that year in 2020. You thought like he was trying to ask me out on a date. Like it was it was amazing. He sent me about a message once a week, asking me about Milan, asking me what my feelings about Milan were. So he kind of sparked my interest and kind of sparked my intrigue. And then my relationship with Edere is kind of and Christos obviously is kind of what was the catalyst to kind of like push it over. Me and Edere had worked together in Cheska, and me and Christos had worked together in Olympiacos, and we had already had a great relationship with each other. They sold me on the project that they were building, the vision of the project that they wanted to accomplish here. And for me, once I talked to both of them, it was almost a no-brainer. I started my career in second division, and having the opportunity to play for a club like Olimpia Milano was always my first dream. My first, one of my very first, Italian league games was watching Olimpia Milano. So I always wanted to play for a club of this stature, of this magnitude. And when they called, I was over the moon. It was an instant yes, and I was happy for the opportunity to be here and be a part of this great club. What am I missing in my playing days? This moment right here, like this moment pre-game, sitting in the locker room, before you go out, before you go through like a big match, especially this time of the year, right before playoffs, right before, the last final stretch before the final push for the championship. These are the moments that I miss the most, because these are the moments that you work the whole entire year up to try to get to. So, for me, like, anytime I watch games, I'm always thinking about, what I would do in that moment, what I would do in that situation, or how I would react to that situation. And I think those are the moments that I miss the most. Even now when I'm, watching games, or when I'm watching games and with the Nets, like I'm literally like a nervous wreck, because I'm so used to like being a part of it and want to be a part of it. So, and what I miss the most about Milan is the people here. Like the people here are very special. The 5 days that I was here previously with my family, for us to like just walk around the city and be around the city, so many people, so many great memories. It all instantly came back. To walk into this arena today and see all the trophies and all the titles and all the names and walk into the arena, all the tunnels, like that's the thing that I miss the most about Milan. It's just the everyday feeling that I got by being here and living here. It's a special place, it's a special club, and I miss it. I do, I miss it. It's just a real feeling, honestly, because if you look up on that wall of all the names that are in the Hall of Fame, it's some of the biggest players and greatest coaches and people in basketball history. So to be a part of that that collection of people, I mean, it's something truly surreal, truly special. It's honestly is something I never never would imagine. Right? I still feel like I'm dreaming in different moments, in different situations where when I'm looking at these names of people, and it's like I'm considered in a list, a selective list, and especially like there's been so many great players that have played here, right? So to be a part of that is truly something special, and it's something I don't take lightly. I understand the magnitude of it, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to be here. I mean, I have so many, honestly. Like I can kind of go down the list. I mean, the my last game here when we played played against played in the finals. And Nick gave me the trophy. The game seven, the 7 game series that we had versus Bologna, our Final Four run that we had our first season here during COVID. I mean, they're all so special. I mean, and not even necessarily those, like the losses too. Losing the first year and losing the first year, getting swept by Bologna, like that's something that I think that not only made us better, but made us better as a group. Losing in the EuroLeague playoffs, losing in the Final Four, like all those moments are something that I take away because there's always a lesson that can be learned from those. So even though the highs are the highs and the lows are the lows, I just take away all the special moments, and I've been very fortunate to have so many here in such a amount of time. I mean, right now I'm continuing on the pathway with the Brooklyn Nets, working with their front office group right now. I've been doing that the last year and a half. So it's been a fun, different chapter in my life. Opportunity to learn and to explore and learn a different part of basketball that I didn't necessarily know well. All the different things and that goes on during the NBA season, and to understand it, both on the court but also seeing it from the outside perspective of the management part has been something I've truly enjoyed. So we'll see. I mean, as far as the future, I'm not a fortune teller, so I'm never one to necessarily sit there and say like, I want to be doing this or I want to be doing that. For me, like, I'm open to all opportunities. I love it here in Italy. My wife she literally nudges me and tells me every day that she wants to move back here and she wants to live here. Every day she throws, a little something about, I want to go back to Italy. I want to go back to Italy. So I think eventually when the time is right, I'll find myself back here in some form of way, some capacity. Coming from where I came from with CSKA Moscow, right, where very much where you're on a team, you're on a group, but living in such a large metropolis that there wasn't a large amount of supporters, a large amount of following. You're just kind of one of many, right? Coming here and seeing the support of the fans and the support of the group. I remember we played my second year, and we had played, I think it was game 3 of the finals. Not even game 3. I'm gonna say the last game 7 here.
Yeah.
And walking out to the arena and seeing all the fans and how much people were supporting the team and how much people got around the team was something that honestly, like, I didn't expect. I didn't necessarily understand it, and to see that kind of continue on during my time here was something that was special. And like I said, and just to understand how much the people here in Milan and also the people here in Italy support the club and believe in the club, right? So, for me, like I said, I walked around for 7 years in Moscow, where not a lot of people even knew basketball existed for the most part, right? But for here, it's like whether or not we had the best wins or we had the worst losses, to see the people that supported and care about the club and the Italian sports culture was something that I knew, but until I actually lived it, it was something I didn't necessarily expect it. But I think, like I said, it's the thing that makes this city, this team, this country so special to me. I have a few. I think the first one I would say is just the support that he gave the team and the club, right? He was here I would say maybe 95% of the time, no matter who we played, right? No matter if it was, the first team in EuroLeague or if it was just a random game in the Italian league, he was always here. He was always here to support the club, support the team. So for me, that was always special to be able to see him. You run out in the crowd and you see him on the sidelines, right? This is a man that is in multiple sectors and runs a bunch of international companies and international businesses, and is one of the more famous people in the whole entire world. And for him to take the time out of his day, or to be able to come and watch us play and support us, it was always something special. And I think for me, it made it even more special for me to want to play. Like, I think it kind of pushed me. I'm like, if he can be here, then it's like, as us as a group, we have to step up and do our best to support him and support the brand. And then I think playing for this team and playing for him is something special, right? The Armani group, the Armani brand, uphold a certain standard in everything they do. So for me to be able to be a part of his group, his company, his business, and to help be a small part of their vision was something that was truly special. The other time, I think my mom was actually here, and my mom was like a big Giorgio Armani fan, and she was just like every time, So he actually took the time to like meet her in a private room and take pictures with her, and I'm like, that just kind of speaks to volumes to who he is. And every time he's seen my kids, and he always would salute them and say hello to them. And like I said, we have pictures in our house of like him holding them and saying hello to them. So like I said, for somebody of that magnitude to be able to do that and take time out of his day to do those things, it's a life lesson for me every single day. To treat people the way he treated people, to respect people and to respect things the way he respected things. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I had to play for him, to play for his club, and it's something that is truly special to me.
Thank you.